Hey, welcome back to another episode of Simple Truth Television. Today is July 21st, 2022. Just want to start off by saying happy birthday to Zachary Hubbard. He turns 39 today. Happy birthday, sir. And I want to discuss today the death of Trina's niece, Toni Chester, who passed away a few days ago at the age of 17. Supposedly she was shot and killed in Miami. And we're going to talk about how her death is synced up with Trina. And also, we're going to go back and review the death of Trina's mother, Nessa, who died from cancer at the age of 62 back in 2019. And we're going to show you guys the parallels between the death of her mom and now her niece. Both very, 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 very Jesuit Masonic rituals. So this was the headline that I read early this morning. Came out today, even though she died on the 19th. It says here that 17-year-old who is reportedly rapper Trina's niece, shot and killed in Miami. Family members of Toni Chester say she was with her boyfriend, who was also injured when she was fatally shot in Miami. And it's just unbelievable. 17 years old. A 17-year-old who is reportedly the niece of rapper Trina was fatally shot in Miami, Florida. Two others were injured in the incident on Wednesday, 44, at roughly 12:30 a.m. Police were called to Northwest 13th Avenue and 62nd Street. Where a girl, later identified as Toni Chester by her relatives, had been fatally shot per Miami's WSVN. Okay, so she was 17 years old. She was shot on 62nd Street. If you guys remember the death of Trina's mom, Nessa, she died from cancer at the age of 62. And remember what we said about that. 62 connects with Trina's name, right? The name Trina in gematria is 62. It was like sacrifice. And that's probably why this young girl died on 62nd Street. But notice what else is 62. The name Toni Chester, the young girl that died. Her name is 62. She dies on 62nd Street. Like how Trina's mom died at the age of 62. And again, the name Trina is also 62 in gematria. Like sacrifice. But notice Trina was born December 3rd, 1974. She's 47 years old right now. When her mother died, she was 44. Remember, Kill was 44, Cancer's 44, Chemo's 44. Kill was 44 and 17, like how her niece died at the age of 17, and her mom died while she was 24. But notice from her 47th birthday, from her 47th birthday to the death of her niece is exactly 228 days later. She turned 47 on December 3rd, 2021. Her niece ended up dying on July 19th, 228 days later. In gematria, the word death is 228. So that's why she died on that day. And again, her niece ended up dying on 62nd Street. Her name, Toni Chester, is 62, like sacrifice. And that number is a number that connects to Trina's stage name. And notice the word kill is 17, right? She's dead at the age of 17. And, Kill is also 44, right? Now, her mother, who died back in 2019, they said that she died from cancer. What I remember about this, Trina had a song called Mama that she put out in her album The One, which came out 74 days before the death of her mom. And the song was a tribute to her mother. And then her mother ends up dying 74 days later. And we know rapper and killing and Masonic and Jewish are all 74. Gematria is a Jewish practice. But notice she was 44 at the time of her mother's death. And cancer and chemo and kill and execution are all 44. But from her birthday, her mother ended up dying 91 days before Trina's birthday. Her mother died on September 3rd in the year 2019, and Trina was turning 45 that year, 91 days later. So her mother ended up dying 91 days before, and Trina was born Katrina Taylor. The name Taylor has gematria of 91. 91 is also the 13th triangular number, and her mother's name, Nessa, has gematria of 13. You guys notice how Nessa is 58 and 77? When you write out Secret Society is also 58 and 77, right? 58 and 77. Notice what else is 58. The name Toni, which is her niece's name. So Toni is 58. Nessa is 58. That's her mother's name. Just like Freemasonry, Secret Society, all 58. So Trina loses her mom, whose name equals 58, and now she loses her niece, whose name also equals 58. And they both die in connection to the number 62, the big Trina number. You know, a funny story about Trina. I actually met Trina back in 2014. That's why, the thumbnail is actually a picture that I took with her. The thumbnail to this video. And this is what makes me like, I don't understand how these people are capable of sacrificing their mother and sacrificing their niece. Because I had a conversation with this woman. We had a long conversation, over like almost 20 minutes, because this was back when I was working at TSA, and I was at the terminal when I saw her, and I was on my lunch break, and I pretty much spent my entire lunch break speaking with her. She was waiting for her flight. She was sitting on the floor, and I said, "Hey, aren't you Trina, the rapper from Miami?" And she said, "Yeah." She was such a nice woman, very humble. If you talk to her, you'll forget that she's a celebrity, because she's really down to earth. So like, now that I learned this information, and now I'm noticing the headlines. Her mother's dying at the age of 62, and her niece is dying, getting shot and killed on 62nd Street. Her name is 62, like sacrifice. It doesn't. I don't understand how this person right here, can sacrifice her family members because when you speak to these people, they're like the sweetest people on earth. I'm like, how is this person capable of doing that? And it just confuses me, because I don't understand it. But I guess the money and the fame is what makes these people do these things. But even though these are terrible things, I think, I don't know. It's confusing to me, because again, I don't know. I had a conversation for over 20 minutes, and then this was the sweetest person, one of the sweetest people I ever met. And yeah, it's just strange. Sacrificing your mom and now your niece, because I'm almost certain that they know. And it makes me think, do the niece know that she's gonna get off, because I know doing her little peace sign in the back. That's all symbolism. She puts out, and this is why I know. I definitely know they know, because you're gonna put out a song called "A Tribute to Your Mom," and then 74 days later your mom dies. It's just, because notice that album came out on June 21st, and her mother ended up dying 74 days later, and killing rapper, Sonic Jewish, all 74. And notice the name of the album is also 67, like Blood Sacrifice. Yeah, but these people definitely know, and it's just unbelievable. If you ever come across these people, this is why a lot of times I think this stuff is so difficult to convince people, because I'm like, if you know these people in real life, you're like, there's no way Trina would sacrifice her mom, because I know her in real life type stuff. But one thing that doesn't lie is the numbers. People lie, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. So I'll leave it there. Rest in peace to Toni Chester. Rest in peace to Nessa, and shame on you, Trina, because you was a nice person. But now I'm second guessing that.